This clip that we're going to play right here, you have that up, that TikTok, is at the moment a guy realizes that he's been paying for his girl and she's got way more money than him. Malik, let me know when you're ready. So the interview went off the rails and he just basically said, nah, I don't like how this goes here. So let's play the video.
How much money is in your guys' bank account?
I got like 1,200.
Like 70K? Yeah.
70K? What you mean 70K?
What do you mean? My dad gave it to me.
You made me pay for all this shit and you got 70K?
You're my boyfriend. Why wouldn't you pay for my things?
Well, I mean, if you got 70K, I mean, you should be paying for this
Yeah, but
shit.
usually the guy's supposed to pay for the things.
This is a serious problem. Like, I'm not even kidding. I paid for
What
dinner.
are you getting mad at me for?
That was $400.
You're supposed to pay for my shit.
You got 70K?
You're my boyfriend. You're supposed to pay for my shit.
Are you kidding me? Yo, dude, this is actually...
It's not my fault you're broke. How is that my fault?
We're done then.
What do you mean we're done?
We're done then.
If you're gonna fucking scream at me, then leave.
Okay. Anyway, guys, next time let's use the audio that we have so people can actually hear. But I think what she said was, it's not my fault you're broke. And she had 70K and he had like $1,200, but he's paying for everything, right? So thumbs up. Let's use it right now. Here we go. Who should be paying in that relationship?
In that one?
In that relationship.
In that relationship.
Here we go.
I mean,
Those guys were on average probably 22 years old. They were young.
Yeah.
They were young.
The
Looked
guy.
like they were in college. She's got 70K in the bank. He's got $1,200. They didn't know that. But she knows that he ain't got no money. She knows that. He don't know what she's got. Thumbs up. Green, the guy should pay. Red, the girl can pay if she's got more money. I don't want to complicate this. The guy should always pay or depends on the scenario. Hold him up. Green, the guy. Red, depends on the scenario.
Really going
So we've
against
got,
my adorables here.
we've got, depends on the scenario. Depends on the scenario. Guy, you hear that, Neil? Guy, depends on the scenario. Depends on the scenario.
Wow.
Guy. Okay. I firmly believe for a relationship to actually be balanced, the dude's got to be the guy paying the bill. Okay, nothing makes me feel more emasculated than when a girl, she's like, I got this. I was like, well, you got shit. By the way, they never offer, but just in case that ever comes up. So hold them up just so we're clear. Okay, so Amy and Aspen saying that, no, it depends. Same with you girls. Okay. Yet you have a rich guy that's taking care of you. So Sarah, I don't know what your
I
answer
know.
is at this
I'm
point.
going against.
Yes, you're
a
going
lot
against
here.
the grain here. You got a rich guy
She's
that
going
pays for
against the lot here
everything.
too.
So explain this.
Okay.
And Mike says that the guy should pay.
Now,
go ahead.
That's why I clarified that scenario, and you said
Okay.
that scenario.
Fair
now,
enough. Break it
they're
down.
like 19 years old. Okay. At 19 years old, neither one of you has shit. So you're probably going to Chipotle and Applebee's and whatever. You can rotate back and forth. I feel like that's fair.
Maybe even Cheesecake Factory if they're lucky.
Maybe. I didn't have a Cheesecake Factory where I grew up. We weren't that fancy. We had Olive Garden. So like when I was young, I mean like the boyfriend I had like right out of high school and stuff or whatever, we would like rotate little stuff. Predominantly, he always did cover, but sometimes I would get to like at Chipotle or something or a round of beers, whatever it was. If she has 70K that like her dad gave her, you know what I mean? Like she's okay to like grab Chipotle for him here and there, whatever he bought her for like $400. Like that's kind of like an expensive gift, especially when you're that young and you have no money. So in that scenario, I feel like when you're that young, it's not really like.
Okay, now pretend they were older.
If they were older, he should pay.
So at what age does it become unacceptable for the guy not to pay?
You have that ability to work, to be honest.
So when they're just
Probably-
out of college?
Maybe once you're out of college or you have like a normal job or
Okay.
you start a business. I know a lot of people.
So
like, aren't going to
21,
school
it's okay to be
anymore.
broke. 22, you graduate from college.
No.
Sorry, buddy, start paying.
No, it should be when you're in a serious relationship.
I think it
When
should
you wanna
be-
take it seriously.
So how should it work, Aspen?
I mean,
when
you
you're
wanna
ready
create
for a
good
serious
habits.
relationship.
So when you're ready for a serious relationship, you got to buck up and pay.
Yeah.
I think if one party makes like triple, quadruple, 6 times the income, it makes financial sense for that person to pay. Now, is that an indicator that relationship's gonna last?
Right.
Probably not. Is their relationship gonna last? Probably not. But does it make the most financial sense for her at that young age to be able to pay for shit?
Right.
Yes. I don't think that's necessarily
Yeah.
a marker of their relationship
yeah.
sustaining.
Okay, then here's what I
over a
want to
period of
ask.
but then you're
Here's what I
gonna-
want to ask the ladies. Rack your brains. Remember the last time you paid for something, went with a guy, and it was completely a turnoff. Think about it.
Oh, I remember.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Me?
You paid for something, and you're like, yeah, I ain't fucking with this
Let me
dude
tell you a
anymore.
story.
Go ahead.
When I first moved to Miami, I was seeing this guy. First of all, he was hot. He was tall. Like, I thought, like, woo. Did not have $1, but at this time, I couldn't, like, point out that, like, you're pretending, okay?
You didn't have
And-
your radar on yet.
Well, like, you start to
you're new
learn
to
how Miami, you start to learn how Miami
Yeah.
people are, okay?
Sunny
you
place,
know,
shady
there's a lot
people,
of
I know it.
fake, yeah. So, he would always, even if we would go to Chipotle, okay, he would like stand at the register and like wait a second. I would just be like texting on my phone, and he would like hesitate and like wait. And the one time he was looking at me and he was like, "You could pay for something for once," and I was like, "It's a fucking $6 Chipotle bowl." So I was like,
I would've left
so I
him.
looked at the lady and I was like, "Separate, please," and I paid for mine. I'm not gonna, you want me to pay for my own? Sure, but I'm not gonna pay for yours. Like, what is wrong with you? You're 38 years old and you're gonna have a 24-year-old girl pay for your Chipotle
Here's
bowl.
my question,
red
because
flag.
I've dealt with scenarios where I wanted to make a point. Did you say thank you every time he bought something?
Always.
So where did this come from?
Because he's A, cheap, B, a narcissist,
Oh, so
and
he's a cheap
C,
narcissist.
there was a time, a couple days before that event, I bought him a pub sub, because we were going to the beach and we were leaving the gym and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go inside and get a sandwich. You want a sandwich? And he said no. Then he texted me and said he wanted a sandwich. So I got him because he said he wasn't hungry, and then he changed his mind. I just got him like the 6-inch sub instead of the 12-inch pub sub. So I get out.
And
to
we
the
all
car.
know that you wanted that 12-inch. So.
I didn't want the
Okay, my
12-inch.
bad.
He wanted the 12-inch. So I get out to the car, and he was like, he looked at me with disgust, and was like, "Do I look like someone that would only eat a half a sandwich? Next time, get me the whole sandwich." And I was like, first of all, I had just moved here. I didn't have $2. I had no money, no job, no nothing. I literally had nothing in my savings. I spent everything to get my apartment. Like, I had nothing. And I'm like, bro, I just bought you a fucking $10 sandwich. And like, I was like, well, the least you could say was thank you. And this,
thought that counts.
he threw the sandwich at me. Threw the sandwich at me.
I'm just picturing you like bologna on one side, some roast
shit
beef
you
on
not.
top of your head.
Threw the sandwich
Sounds
at
like
me.
he's a dirtbag. So
Yeah, yeah, that's the
Process that
last
better.
time I paid for something for a man. I can't believe I even
Gotcha.
went with him a few days
Who
later.
wants to go next?
Chipotle.
Who wants to go next? Who wants to go next? What's that?
On this.
Yeah, no. Last time you paid for a guy, and you're like, I'm never seeing this guy again. Alondra?
Oh, you know what? This was with an ex. So we went to a sushi bar. But, like, I don't mind paying. It's not a problem. But it's like he invited his friends and everything. And I was like, wait, what? And then he was like, I left my card. I was like, oh, bet. You left your card. I left him stranded there. And then I never talked to him again.
So he tried to stick you for the bill for him
Yeah,
and his boys.
Yeah, and I left him. I'm like, I'll be right back.
Well, now you know how it feels when we pay for the bottles at the club. You show up with all your friends. They're all
yeah, I
drinking
guess
from
I
the
was a little
bottle.
bit, yeah.
The bill comes. The girl scatters.
I
You
was
know what
like,
I'm talking
what's
about, bro.
going
We've all
on
been
here?
there.
Yeah.
How many of you girls have ever paid for bottles in a club?
Never.
Yeah.
One time.
Really? Oh, your cousin.
And you never talked to him again.
Her
You got a
cousin.
story about when the last time a guy made you pay for something and you never talked to him again?
Oh, no.
Do we have to mention that one?
Just one. Only just one.
Yeah, we're all telling
I guess
stories
the
here.
last one, the last guy I was with,
The baby daddy?
no,
The before the baby daddy, pre-baby
no,
daddy?
after the baby daddy. I had
gotcha.
I had a little boyfriend,
Be
and
closer to the mic.
Alondra knows. It was like ridiculous. He would complain
It was
about
crazy.
everything. Like everything was such a complaint. Like we went to Ale House. I think the most he spent at Ale House eating and taking shots is probably like $100. You know what I mean? And he would complain before we got there, and then he would complain after we That's would like the guy I leave. talked about.
Oh
And then like
A
then
nagger.
you would see him like the next week buying Amiri pants. I don't know if you guys know how much they are. They're like $700, $800. And it's like, what? So you're
This is a
complaining?
dude who just does not have his priorities right.
Yeah, and then there was one time I'll never forget. I went to pick up my friend somewhere, and I really wanted to go to this sushi spot that he had been talking about. And we ate there before, but that first time we ate there, he had said, like, oh, I couldn't pay right now, but the next time we go, like, I'll pay. So he usually paid for me, depending, but he would always complain, so I was like, whatever. So I paid it, and then we went to go pick up a friend the next day, and he says in front of the friend, oh, we're gonna go to SoCai, we're gonna eat, oh my God, it's gonna be fire, yeah. And I was like, oh shit, we're gonna go. And then we dropped off the friend, and he dead ass looked at me and was like, you know we're not going to SoCai, right? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I don't got money for that, I'm not paying for that. I was like, bro, first of all, you look mad embarrassing in front of my friend. Cause it was funny, cause that friend actually had my location. So she actually thought I went to SoCai, but she saw me at home, she was like, girl, what happened? I was like, bro, this guy's a bum. He didn't want to take me. And it was like crazy. And ever since that day, I was like,
Ever since TLC came out with that song No Scrubs,
Yeah.
I was like,
the scrubs have been exposed, unfortunately.
I just think if a dude's broke, you shouldn't be thinking about dating anybody.
Yeah, that's
Get
what
your
I'm
money
saying.
up. Like, get your money up, and that's it. But
Bro,
if you're
especially
broke,
when you're pushing 40,
yeah.
like, come on.
Like I said, KPIs depends on your age. When I was 22, broke is a joke. 25, I was literally a comedian telling jokes, broke.
Were you
By
really?
35, I was a millionaire. But something major had to go off in my mind to change everything that I was doing. And that's how it works. But
What
anyway,
age
Do
were
we have
you
Shut
when
up.
that light switch went off in your head? I'm
yeah,
curious.
26, 25,
Do we
26.
have lost files?
I said I
of
gotta
your
get out of South Beach.
comedian?
I gotta, yeah, they're lost. They're all out there.
Oh, they're there.
I had to get out of South Beach. I had to make a drastic change in my life. I got to stop waking up at noon every day. I need to start waking up super early, start hustling, doing my thing. I'll tell one funny story about Vegas when a girl asked me to pay. I'll tell that at the end. When's the last time that you just saw a guy who wouldn't pay for something and you're like, I ain't doing this thing?
never.
Never. Jay Marie don't play, bro.
She rolls with a good
That's
crowd.
Mizzle coaching.
Yeah, I don't. Thank God I have him, because I tell him stuff. I'm like, what is going on? Like, we roast.
Have a
guys.
guy coach you up. Amy, Aspen, any scenarios where Nat,
Yeah.
anything? Okay.
scenarios.
Well, I think that what I do know about, for our gentlemen friends out there, what I do know about these women, they all have stories. Whether they're gonna vocalize them or keep them right down there in that little pocket, they remember when you say things like, "Yeah, you're not gonna buy a sandwich for me,"
Absolutely.
or "Yeah, I'm gonna
remember
take you
every-
here,"
we
and you don't
Remember
go.
date. I'm
You
like,
remember
oh, yeah.
everything.
All right.
Whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.